Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I want to pop in for a minute because I want to talk about something that is new. It's out there now, and it's a reboot of the TV show Good Times. Apparently, somebody decided to redo Good Times and do it as a cartoon, and it's on Netflix, and it's absolutely terrible. And so, I'm going to tell you exactly why it's terrible, even without watching it. Why I don't like what I'm seeing, and but then again, why it doesn't matter what I think, because I think that they have an agenda that goes beyond what you or I think about this show. So get comfortable, buckle up a seatbelt. We're going to get started on drboycetv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones too late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today I want to come in really quickly. I know it's kind of late. If you're listening to this live, you're probably wondering, why does this guy ever go to bed? And the answer is, well, sometimes I go to bed when I'm sleepy, but when I'm not sleepy, I might be up talking because there's always something to talk about, and I think it's worth discussing. So anyway, guys, give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me okay. What's up, DDS and Max Law? My name is Corey Jermaine Trusty. I appreciate y'all so much. I see your names all the time, and just know that you are recognized, you are appreciated, and you are loved, and you are thanked for supporting the platform. It really means a lot to me. Now, with that said, how many of you saw that there's this new TV show, Good Times, coming out, that Netflix is doing a reboot on the original show? Remember Florida and James Evans Jr. and JJ and Thelma and all that. And this show came out in the 1970s. It was an amazing show. It lasted a long time. The show kind of died when the daddy died. When they took the daddy out of the show kind of fell apart. And now I guess you've got these, a bunch of 2 white guys and one guy that's, I think he's kind of white. I'm not sure. Steph Curry, who I like. Steph Curry is an executive producer. Here you have Norman Lear. I think he was one of the original creators of Good Times. And then Seth MacFarlane, who does shows like Family Guy and stuff like that. Well, hey, look, I saw the preview for this show. And, the preview was interesting. It was full of stupid racial stereotypes. It was designed to make us look like the big buffoons that the world thinks that we already are. It kind of runs in complete contrast to all the efforts that many of us have put into cleaning up the community and making our lives better. So everything that we've done to try to advance Black people, there's always media out there that wants to pull it backward. For example, there's a drug dealing baby. There's literally a baby on the show that sells dope. And, I get it. It's funny. It's really funny, actually. A drug dealing baby. Ha, 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 hoo, hoo, ha. Yeah, but the problem is we really got babies out here dealing drugs. I mean, they're not infants, like 3-4 years old, but you got 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds carjacking people. You got 13-year-olds that might pull out that strap and take you down that day. So the concept of the drug dealing baby is problematic because we got too many of our babies already going to prison. We got too much. I cannot say I feel comfortable celebrating this or laughing about this because I know people who've been killed by these babies. I know families that have been terrorized by these babies. I know a 3-year-old baby who got shot in the head by a 19-year-old baby, right? So in my view, it's very problematic that you have people that really think it's funny. Think about it. They can go out and make a cartoon about it, but they won't fix it. They can go and make jokes about it, but they won't pass legislation to help with the issue, right? They ain't got no money for your reparations, but they always got millions of dollars for a new cartoon making fun of all your pain and suffering. This is the world you live in, and I know Netflix. The guy that runs Netflix is married to a sister, and I'd be curious to know what they think. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, man, like this is embarrassing. Like, what is this crap? And also, what's interesting is the show. is that most of the creators and the people behind it, behind the ideation of the Black experience and Black culture, are people that don't look Black. I doubt if Steph Curry is either even involved with this very deeply. He's too busy trying to make it to the playoffs. I think the Warriors are having trouble because Draymond Green is an asshole that needs some medication. So he's trying to get to the playoffs. He ain't trying to worry about no Netflix cartoon. So I'm going to put most of the creative energy behind Seth MacFarlane and Norman Lear. In fact, if you look at the style of animation on this show, you'll see that it does remind you of the animation style used in things like Family Guy and that other show that he has, the Cleveland Show, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, this is what they do. White folks being white, it is what it is. Now I'm going to give you my assessment on this in terms of what I think is really going on. Now, before I do that, could y'all do me a quick favor? Y'all know what it is. Y'all know I have to take a minute and make sure we pay some bills on this platform. If you could please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I want to remind everybody that the All Black National Convention is happening October 25th through the 27th. That is a place that is 100% Black owned. We do not have corporate sponsors from big corporations or anything like that. No Democrat, Republican nonsense. It's all about solving our problems for our people. Our people are the focus. Our people are the top priority. That's what B1 means. B1 means Black first. It means that you are Black before you're a Democrat, Black before you're a Republican, Black before you are identified as trans or all these other labels they put on you. No, you're Black first. So the All Black National Convention is this great event where lots of people around the world get together. They fly from all over the globe and we solve our own problems. We got our PhDs, we got our lawyers, we got our medical doctors, we have all of our people that want to solve these problems and make our community better. They all get together at the All Black National Convention. And we also invite even rappers, even some rappers. People think I don't like rappers because I criticize hip hop. That's not true. Killer Mike is my homeboy. D1's one of my best friends. Willie D is my buddy. He's been all these guys have been at the convention, and this is kind of how we operate. So we listen to all ideas that are good, and we implement those ideas. So feel free to join us. Just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Okay. So let's get it cracking. Let's get back to this stupid coonish cartoon out here with Good Times. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So Good Times is going to be rebooted on Netflix. And we know the white guys that are behind the show. We also have some voice actors, JB Smoove and Jay Farrow. Jay Farrow's on SNL, and JB Smoove is pretty much a guy who would do anything for money for the most part, to be honest with you. And I don't know who the two women are, so maybe you can tell me in the chat. So I don't want to be sexist or anything. Let me see. Actually, I should give their names because that would just make me a sexist pig to not know the women's names. The women are Yvette Nicole Brown and Renata Shepard. I don't know much about their careers, but I've seen Yvette Nicole Brown's face. So she looks familiar. The other lady, I have no idea who that is. So anyway, these are the voice actors, and so we mentioned the drug dealing baby. We also got the usual scenes that reflect the Black experience, like the big booty strippers and stuff like that, and all this other nonsense that we like to see, that we like to believe represents Black culture, even though it does not. And one of the things I want to say about this show, though, that I need you to understand is that I've seen people online who, for good reason, have done exactly what I did here. They've pretty much explained why this show was terrible, why they're not going to watch, why it's garbage, and Netflix should be ashamed of themselves. And I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. Now, here's what my theory is, to be honest with you, though. I don't think Netflix gives a damn what you think. Netflix does not care about you. They don't care what you think. Because this is not, you think this is a Black show. You think this is a show designed for Black people. You think that we enjoy watching stereotypes of ourselves on TV? I mean, some of us do. Some of us, are less enlightened than others, for sure. But do you think that that's what they're thinking? Like, yeah, Black people are really going to enjoy watching drug dealing babies and watching comedic representations of all the trauma they go through in their families, drug addiction and little girls riding a stripper pole and homelessness and people getting shot and everything else. Oh, Black people are really going to love that. Do you think that that's what they were thinking when they made this show? Do you think they made this show for you? No. They didn't make this show for you. This is not a Black show. This is not a show for you. And this is not a show by you. This is a show about you. It is a show made for white people, but it's about Black people. Do you understand? It's them looking at you through the looking glass. They're standing outside of you and they're looking at you and they're saying, ha ha, woo, those people are so funny. Look, they got the drug dealing babies and the strippers and the killing, and they woo, those people are so strange. So this show was not made for Black people or by Black people. This was made for white people about Black people. You are the subject of a $1 trillion industry. There's $1 trillion industry out here that simply takes every negative stereotype about you and makes it into some form of entertainment. And then there's usually, in the real world, there's usually some Negro who gets paid a bunch of money to portray the stereotype, to participate in the minstrel show. He becomes the subject. And then what you think is, you think that that's Black culture. You think that they're representing you because you've got a Negro being paid to misrepresent you. So you start misrepresenting yourself because you want to get paid too. It's like the analogy I give is the Cotton Club. Like at the Cotton Club, think about this. From the early 1920s, if I'm not mistaken, the Cotton Club was this place. They had a lot of Black performers, but they didn't let Black people sit in the audience. It was for white people, right? But they had Black performers, you know, and sometimes they'd be performing buffoonish, coonish nonsense, right? Just to get, you know, attention and to make money. And so you'd have white people in the audience watching it and saying, wow, I really like that boy. He can really perform. And they clap for him. They give him money. And then there's the bus boy. There's the Black man who's the bus boy, because the Black man knows he can't be the businessman like the white guy or the lawyer or the doctor. But he knows he can be the entertainer. So the bus boy is looking, and he's looking at the entertainer as a role model. The white people do not look at the entertainer as a role model. The white people look at the entertainer as the entertainment. So this is why these dangerous stereotypes in hip hop are so bad for Black youth, but they don't hurt white kids the same way they hurt Black kids. Like people say, well, white kids listen to the music and they don't want to become drug dealers and gangsters and all that. That's because they know that it's entertainment for them. But many of our kids see the drug dealer, the drug dealing rapper, and they say, this is my way out of the hood. This is how I can be successful, is I can export this minstrel show to the world, and people will pay me good money to portray not who I truly am, but to portray who they think I am. Give me a yes if you know what I'm talking about, if you understand this business model. It's all about the economics. It's always about the money. And I would not be a good finance professor if I did not take time to explain to you how the money drives all of this. You know, this is all driven by the economics of racism. The economics of racism pretty much says that there's always an appetite within the white community to see Black people not for who we are, but to see us portraying the stereotypes that scare them, make them laugh, or make them think that we're a bunch of buffoons. That's why a sexy red will always make more money than a Boyce Watkins. That's just a fact. Not that I'm jealous. I don't care. I don't need to make sexy red money. But that's why a sexy red will always get more international airplay than, say, a Black woman, a Frances Cress Welsing, or a Black woman who's representing the Black community. There is no market in the white community for a Frances Cress Welsing, but there's a massive market in the white community for a sexy red, because they love to see Black women act like whores. They love to see the Lizzos. They love to see the Cardi B's. They love the gangster rapper. They love the thug. They love the hoodlum. They love the uneducated dude. They love the guy who can't spell his mama's name. They love the Black man showing up as a drug addict, a drug dealer, a criminal, or whatever. That's what they love. That's what they like. That's what they expect. And when you show up outside of the stereotype, then you're not going to make no money off of that. There's no money in not being a stereotypical Black person. That's why it's so unpopular. That's why people like me, seem like, lames when I go and I'm sitting next to some rapper who sold 10 million albums, calling himself the N-word, holding his testicles on stage and going in and out of jail and rapping about how high and drunk he stays. He gets paid. People like me aren't going to make the same money that someone like him is going to make. So basically with this show, you're just seeing one stereotype after another. Black people in the project, strippers, killers, gangsters, thugs, drug dealing babies, and it's all hilarious. And the producers of these shows are people that don't look like us. And then what happens is they make the mess, and we got to go back and clean it up. So yes, if you ask me, am I going to watch the cartoon? No, I'm not. I'm not interested. These stereotypes are a little bit too real for me. But do these people care? I doubt it, because they got plenty of white people who love watching Black people make fools out of ourselves. So that's who the market is for. They did not make this for you, or it is not made by you. It is made for them, and it's about you. And so until we get to the point where we understand what the secret is and what the solution is, we're going to always have the same problem. The solution is that you have to have your own wealth. You have to have your own media. The reason you have to have your own media is because that will be the greatest cultural influence on your people. You won't have some little kid seeing somebody making $1 million by playing a drug dealing baby and thinking that this is somehow a pathway to success for Black people. And in fact, actually, and this is something that's hard to really talk about, but if you consider the fact that you are the only community on earth where comedians are the most powerful people in your community. Clowns, jokesters, court jesters. You're not being led by kings, you're being led by clowns. All those guys going on Club Shay Shay, comedian, beefing like gangsters, trying to take each other out, comedian. You're always a damn joke. If you always show up as the joke, then you should not be surprised when no one takes you seriously. Dude, you're the only community where the most prominent people in your community are people who tell jokes to white people for a living. That is weird. That is very weird. This is why integration is an epic failure. This is why integration does not work, because the only way the Black man is allowed to integrate into a white society is if he shows up as the rapper, the athlete, or the comedian. If you don't show up as entertainment, then they're not going to have a place for you at that table. Don't show up as an engineer. Don't show up as an attorney. Don't show up as a medical doctor. Don't show up as a teacher. Don't show up for anything. In fact, they have schools that are full of Black kids where they will not even let a Black person teach those kids. Tell me if I'm lying. It's crazy. The Chicago public schools right now is under investigation because they fired all the Black male principals damn near. Got rid of all of them, almost all of them, especially the ones that were able to connect with the Black boys. These are your boys. This is your future. These are supposed to be your husbands and fathers in your community. These are supposed to be the champions for your community. And they're saying, no, we're going to take your best and brightest and we're going to fuck their brains up by filling their head up with nonsense and nothingness. And then they're going to go back into your community. They're going to poison your people. They're going to come back. They're going to get all the girls pregnant, abandon their kids, and bring all kinds of nonsense to your community. So the very women that are looking to these men to be providers, protectors, leaders, fathers, husbands are going to get thugs, gangsters, wannabe comedians, 45-year-old rappers, guys in and out of jail, dudes with STDs. That's what they're going to get. This is what happens with integration. This is why integration does not work in America. It does not work, not because integration is a bad idea. It does not work because they hate you. They don't like you. They don't respect you. And they're never going to respect you until you learn to own something that is actually yours. So again, let me shut this part down because I want to get to a solution. I don't want to get overly pessimistic and just complain about the problem. I actually like to solve problems. So if you could do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. We are going to meet for financial consciousness tomorrow morning. I have a PhD in finance. I love talking about things that make you conscious and aware of how money affects every part of the Black existence. So if you'd like to join us in the morning, you can join the live sessions for free. The recordings have a small fee, but if you want to join live, just text the word morning, pull out your phone, text the word morning to 87948. I'll send you a reminder in the morning and you can join us for financial consciousness training. Also a reminder, we're going to be in Los Angeles on April 19th, and we're going to have a stock options summit. And in this stock options summit, you can be around like-minded people who also believe in the importance of Black wealth mastery, who also believe that Black wealth is one of the keys to Black power. And I'm going to be there training all weekend, busting my butt. And there's actually a guy that's shooting a documentary on Dr. Claude Anderson. He's going to be there. He's going to actually get some footage there while he's there. So we're going to really have a great weekend. So if you'd like to join us, just go to stockoptionsummit.com if you'd like to participate in our options training. All right. So let me just finish up here. All right. So we were talking about this cartoon. Netflix has this new Good Times cartoon, which is a bunch of bullshit. It's just, a bunch of stereotypes on the cartoon. And somehow we like to laugh at our own misery. We're the only people that are trained to laugh at our own trauma, which is absolutely the craziest thing ever. We're trying to fix the problem, not simply sit and marinate in it and enjoy it and act like this is Black culture and this is normal. There's nothing normal about high STD rates. There's nothing normal about having most of your children not have a father in the house. There's nothing normal about children being murdered before the age of 18. There's nothing normal about incredibly high incarceration rates. There's nothing normal about all of us working for white people. There's nothing normal about all of us being in the middle middle of financial struggle. There's nothing normal about black men and black women dying at an early age. There's nothing normal about having neighborhoods that are so violent that families can't even live in peace. None of that is normal. None of that is normal. Everything about the black experience, for the most part, is pretty abnormal. So, what is the solution? You ask, okay, well, here's the solution. Stop depending on your oppressor to fix your problems. Stop thinking that somehow the closer I get to whiteness, that my life will get better. Stop thinking that integration is a solution that actually works. Integration didn't work for shit. All integration did was made you more codependent on other people. It took away your schools. It took away your businesses. It took away your land, your property. You traded in land and businesses for student loans and corporate jobs, and look at what that got you. Now, most of y'all are saddled with so much damn student loan debt that you're going to be in debt for life. You got newborn babies that are born this week. You have newborn babies that have been born this week that have a higher net worth than a lot of black college graduates. Ain't that crazy? So some of us got a lower net worth than a damn newborn baby. How the fuck did that happen? How the hell did that happen when you've been working your whole damn life? That's crazy to me. You went to school. You did everything right. You got the good job. You did everything you thought you were supposed to do, and it didn't work. Well, guess what? I happen to have a doctorate in finance, and I can tell you exactly why it didn't work. It didn't work because they charged you way too much to go to college. They shouldn't have been charging you $60,000, $70,000 a year. Number two, corporate jobs don't pay what they used to pay. Corporations them hoes ain't loyal. They're not loyal to you. They don't care. They're not going to stick by you the way you stick by them. And then also, America is a country where the price of everything's going up, but your wages are not going up. And that's why you're sinking further and further into the hole. The only solution that will work, the only solution that will give you the empowerment that you're looking to is twofold. Number one, you must own assets. That means stocks and bonds. You must own real estate, and you must eventually own a business. Get together with your family, learn how to start a business. Every black child should learn how to start a business by the age of 12. Every black child should have should be a stock owner when they're born, on the day that they're born. And then also, what else? You got to learn how to institution build. You got to learn how to have your own schools. You got to have your own businesses. You got to have your own media. You can't simply sit and think that you can go through life running up behind another group of people, hoping that that group of people is going to take care of you, especially when those people have profited so handsomely off your demise. They literally made billions of dollars off of minstrel shows alone. Just the money that they make off Lizzo, Cardi B stereotypes and stupid cartoons like this, that right there is an entire fortune. They love to talk about black people when it comes to how negative we look to the world, how crazy African Americans are made to look to the entire planet. They broadcast your image to the world as if you are a bunch of backward ass buffoons where your men hate your women don't need no man, your kids ain't got no parents, you don't got no education, you don't have no economic responsibility, and you ain't got no damn discipline. It's discipline. They see African Americans. Tell me if you agree with me. Give me a yes to let me know if you get where I'm coming from. They perceive black people in America as a group of damn animals who have zero discipline, who can't even keep their dick in their pants, can't make a good decision, don't know how to put on a condom, don't want to pick up a book, don't want to work out, don't want to eat healthy, don't want to do anything to sacrifice for the future. And that's why we end up a day late and a dollar short and always hustling backward. And then when they've trained you to be the undisciplined minstrel show, then they turn around and they say, well, we can help you. You're too immature as a people to actually lead yourselves. And so what we're going to do is we're going to lead you, and we're not going to meet with your thinkers and your thought leaders and your scholars. We want to meet with your comedians, your rappers, and your basketball players. And those are going to be black leaders. And then we're going to let them lead you off a cliff so that we can be the ones who show up and give you a couple crumbs. And you say, thank you, Massa. Thank you, boss. Thank you, Master Biden. I appreciate you, Master Biden. Or Donald Trump is the solution. Donald Trump gonna save black people. Donald Trump is a prick. That man is a prick and a bastard. What makes you think that this billionaire bastard is really going to come in and do anything for you that's any better than what Biden or anybody else has ever done? And Biden is a man who literally exterminated the black community. He exterminated your black ass. And yet you somehow think this man is your friend. You run around calling him Uncle Joe. What the hell's wrong with you? How crazy are you? How crazy do you have to be to call this man Uncle Joe? If you do, then I forgive you, because either you're incredibly stupid or you don't know history. You don't know what happened with the Biden crime bill, how they swept through and exterminated the black community. He single-handedly created the fatherless crisis in the black community right now. That was massive. Mass incarceration was massive in the destruction of your families. And now they make cartoons about it. and they laugh about it, and then they blame it all on you. But here's the secret. Here's the part that's going to make you mad. They blame it all on you, but maybe they're doing it because it's partly your fault. It's your fault for looking at nonsense and ratchetry and identifying that as Black culture. It's your fault for thinking that I can send my child to a white man to be educated every day and somehow he's going to be empowered. It's your fault for thinking that I can depend on my oppressor to pay my bills and give me a good job instead of actually doing the work to create something of your own. So maybe part of it is your fault. So maybe they're right. I mean, it takes two to tango. When you're doing the oppression tango, it takes two people. When one person moves their foot forward, the other one's got to move their foot back. You got to be in sync with your oppressor. So a lot of y'all are vibing with your oppressor. You're vibing with the system. You're vibing with the nonsense. You're vibing with it, and then you complain about it. So it's a real interesting little dynamic that we have. We complain all day about white people. Brother Nuri Muhammad said it, and I love the way he said it. I love Nuri Muhammad. He's one of my great friends. He said that we are the only people who will sit around and blame 98% of our problems on the white man and then turn around and give the white man 98% of our money. How much sense does that make? You blame 98% of your problems on the white man and then you give the white man 98% of your money. Why would you give your money to the person who is the source of your problems? Why would you give all your wealth to the people that want to oppress you the most? That don't even make no damn sense. That makes zero sense at all. Zero sense at all. So what you are in is you're in an abusive relationship. You have Stockholm syndrome. That's what you are. You are stuck. I'm sure every single dynamic that occurs in an abusive relationship is a perfect parallel to exactly what's happening in our community right now. I don't want to be in that relationship. I don't want to live like that. So here's what I'm going to conclude with. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Seth MacFarlane and Norman Lear can take their little ghetto ass TV show and shove it up their ass. I'm sure that their white friends will love it. I don't. I'm not going to watch it. Steph Curry should be embarrassed. He needs to take his name off this project immediately. And with that said, though, I don't think they're going to give a damn what I think, and it's okay. But you must give a damn what I think because you're here. And so what I'm going to conclude with is this. We are going to move forward, and I believe wealth is a solution. So we have been working extremely hard to really, really train as many people as possible on the economics of wealth. If you want to join us for financial consciousness training, which is basically financial awareness, economic awareness, which is absolutely essential for anybody that wants to understand how this game works, join us for Money in the Morning, Money Mindset in the Morning. It's totally free. I made it free every day. You can come live. You ain't got to pay money. All you got to do is pay attention. And I guarantee that you'll learn more from me for free than you learned paying $100,000 to go to college. I guarantee you. I'm a college professor. I know what they teach you. What they teach you is not what you need. So feel free to text the word morning to 87948 so you can get on that list. And also, I have a training that you can have for free called How to Make Money Without Working. And to get that, you can text the word money to 87948. So you can so a lot of times just keep that number 87948, and I'll just give you different text words so you can get different curricula and different materials from the Black Business School. We are not playing. We are in this. We are getting it done. We're making it happen. And that's what I want to reiterate to you because I'm going to tell you every day I wake up and I look around at the world. And honestly, each day I get a little more frustrated. And at some point, I'm not going to be here anymore. So if you want to know why I am so intense about this, why I'm talking to you every single day, is because I know our time is limited and I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this with you. I hope I can do it for another 40 years. It might be another 40 days. I have no idea. But until that time comes, we're going to fight. And I want you to go forward and really, really look at the world for what it is and make decisions that are independent and solid, that are consistent with what's going to make your family better. I cannot save the whole Black community. 70-80% of our community is just doomed to shit, just not going to go anywhere. But what I can do is I can teach you and talk to you about how to save your family. I can talk to you about how to save yourself. And so little things like this, what they portray in media is huge when it comes to destroying the potential of our young people. Our young people are these little warriors who could do amazing things, but they're being taught by the wrong people. They're being taught by the wrong media. So by the time they get to 18, 19, 20, or the college age, when I would see them on campus at Syracuse or whatever, their heads are so far gone that you can't even do anything with them. So we must educate our own kids in order for them to be successful. Stop handing your kids over to people who hate them. That's not good for their mental health, and it's not good for your future. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'm done. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you. And by the way, if you go to drboycebooks.com, we do have tools to implement everything that we've talked about. We got financial flashcards for children. We have financial workbooks for kids. We have all kinds of stuff. So if you go to drboycebooks.com, you can take a look at my books and our flashcards and all kinds of stuff that's there. And I know that there's plenty of resources there that can help you, and it doesn't cost that much. So have a good day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning for financial consciousness training. Have a good night. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones too late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.